Well, the theme today on our channel is mainstream science fiction and fantasy. It's been a complete train wreck, at least over the last 10 years. If you don't know how bad the publishing industry is at this point, well, I'm going to show you exactly how bad it is. It's Chuck Tingle. Now, we'll have to explain probably who Chuck Tingle is, but this is just somebody who makes ridiculous pornography on the internet and now is being propped up by Slate as this grand author. And this is exactly what happens. These people do not have any talent within the mainstream publishing industry. They don't have any good stories, and that's why it's been sinking so badly over the last decade. That's why nobody reads real science fiction and fantasy that comes out of Tor Books or Macmillan or any of these companies anymore, because it's all just fake and gay is really what it comes down to. So we're building a difference over here that is away from this stuff, that's away from all this degeneracy, and we're building it by making great science fiction stories. I've got 20 plus novels, my friends, and welcome here to the channel where you get your real science fiction and fantasy news. I'm a science fiction author. This is my Stars Entwined, and it starts a great series that's a trilogy about a big war in space between humanity and an alien faction, and it's going to dovetail into my new series, which is coming up later this year. I'm finishing up a trilogy right now. I do the whole trilogy first, so you don't have to wait. And we don't George R.R. Martin things here. And that way, you can get in on the universe and understand what's going on there. So I would love for you to start reading today. It's in the description below. If you want something different, this is the spot to be. I also have a newsletter, and sign up so you don't miss, and you never know if I'm going to find you again, so that you don't miss my new series when it comes out. It's the best fiction I've ever done. I'm so excited about it. It's called Valiant Frontiers, and thank you guys for being here. All right, so I appreciate everybody who reads, and a great community we have. We have a Discord, too, where I like to hang out, so come say hi there. And so Chuck Tingle went legit. Oh, boy. This is going to be an interesting article, guys, so strap in and hit the like and subscribe button. Woo, we're going to have some fun. The self-published author of Space Raptor Butt Invasion is now one of our best mainstream horror novelists. Well, if this is the best they've got, guys, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. Here it is. If you've heard of Chuck Tingle, it's likely due to the wild titles of his extremely niche, parodic, self-published gay erotica, many of which, yes, this is one of our best authors, guys. Are you awake yet to what the mainstream industry is? It's just a demoralization tactic that's actually designed to destroy fiction and to destroy the literary arts. That's all it is. This is what communists do. Many of which have gone viral since Tingle became involved in the culture wars with the science fiction community in 2010s. And if that's so, you may be surprised to learn that Tingle has, over the last few years, evolved into one of the better horror techno-thrillers authors around. The mainstream publishing success of This Handsome Sentient Baseball Hits a Home Run Into My Butt is one of the most unlikely inspiring, yes, and downright sweet underdog stories in book publishing, an industry not known for its audience of sweet underdogs. Who wrote this? Did he write this himself? I mean, Laura Miller? Who is this? I always look up these authors on these videos because it's like, what are these people doing? Police say there's no serial killer. Experts say there's no serial killer. Why does everybody think there's a serial killer? Apple's new show. Okay. Once ingenious author focus grouped his new novel. The results are hilarious. Okay. This is, I don't know what's happening here. This is just a person who kind of simps for mainstream entertainment is really what it comes down to. And so this is where we're at this point. Did I, okay. Let's see. Where were we? I got busy here. So Mass Culture came in 2016. This is pretty interesting revisionist history right here, guys. One of his short stories was nominated for a Hugo Award. The Hugos were presented every year. Hugo Award winners are voted on people by attending, blah, blah, blah. And this leaves the Hugo voting process susceptible to manipulation. This is very funny because they act like this was the one manipulation that ever happened in the Hugo Awards, when reality is all of these corporations manipulate the Hugo Awards, because you can win a Hugo Award now for best novel with like 500 votes. And so if you've got a corporation like Tor Books and Macmillan, well, you've got like 500 employees there that you just buy them all memberships, write it off as a business expense, and then give yourself an award and then do that. And that's exactly what they've been doing for decades, right? And so some people came in who actually were seeing what was happening with this stuff, and it was very, very bad. And this is the real history of this that they're not giving you. Um, and what was happening was terrible stuff was getting nominated. There was one that was a short story called "If You Were a Dinosaur, My Love," and they were then it was literally a woman just fantasizing about having sex with a dinosaur, and that's what it was. And this is before this group came in. And they hailed it as like literary gold, and they said it was beautiful work, like it was diverse, inclusive, right? And so like that kind of stuff led to people then coming in saying, okay, we're going to come back and push back and nominate things that are actually decent. So you get books by Jim Butcher got nominated and the like. And what happened was the establishment here that actually buys and manipulates the awards manipulated the awards at that point so that like normal people could not get it. And they voted that everybody that year had no award and nobody could win an award if we can't allow it. And so the next year, the Rabid Puppies came in and they decided to just mock the awards with their nominees instead because it's like, you know what? We're just going to like turn this into a joke. And then it's been a joke ever since then. Now the stuff that gets nominated is the same stuff the Rabid Puppies did, just bad pornography, things like that, that was meant to just be a joke, just as a protest against these awards. Now, this is what they talk about, and this is how they frame it. They objected to the awards increasingly going to women and people of color. In 2016, they successfully, via block voting, getting the books by group's preferred writers in the Hugo ballot, and secured a nomination for Tingle's Space Raptor butt invasion, mainly meant as a joke to denigrate the Hugo's moves towards diversity. They'd already denigrated themselves by this point, like I said. There was already a dinosaur porn nominee out there, and this was just mocking that by putting one that just called it that on the title rather than something that was, quote, literary. That was the same thing. And that's who they've been propping up in the mainstream industry this entire time. This is what this is. Slate is actually validating exactly what the Rabid Puppies were saying at the time, that this is all a joke, that mainstream publishing is just degeneracy, it's stupid, there's nothing to it. This is what science fiction and fantasy has become at this point, and that's it. And so this is it. He was and remains celebrated, including My Billionaire Triceratops Craves Gay Ass, Glazed by a Gay Living Donut, Bigfoot Pirates Haunt My Balls, and then Pounded in the Butt by My Own Butt. Yes, this is the top of genre, my friends. This is exactly why you have to go independent to find anything worthwhile at this point. So while those authors got muscled into this, of course, they withdrew their titles in protest. Tingle did not. Instead, he used the boost his promise to criticize Vox Day, leader of the puppies, as the devil. He he went crazy and spread the core Tingle message that love is real to all who kiss. These people are just sick. You see how sick these people are? And none of these people, like I said, have any science fiction concepts or fantasy concepts that are worth anything. They don't have anything that's like just real. It's all fake porn, and this is what's coming on. So as they go on further, they keep on talking about like, and look, he got in with the Tor Publishing Group because of his clout structure right there. And that's all these people are. It's just complete clout structures, right? And so they like to build up this clout stuff. And look at this. These reviews were glowing with science fiction luminaries as N.K. Jemisin and John Scalzi, two people who were pushing the awards and all this to this bad stuff for their own clout structures, right? And N.K. Jemisin, I've seen, like, they call her a, quote, luminary because she's black. And she's all of her rants are just about how, all of her books are just like, oh, black people are oppressed, right? And so they try to hail it up. She sells less books than I do. I actually looked this up, and it's very funny that they prop up these people in mainstream industry, and that's what's going on. And so there's more, and he's got more crazy stuff coming out there, and now they've got Lucky Day, which they're promoting here, a 4-book deal with Nightfire. He's gone legit, heralded by trumpets of sincere and effusive praise. So this is what the mainstream, like I said, this is a puff piece, obviously, for all of this right here, as it's now describing what these books are. And this is Vera's bisexuality. It feeds into this theme. And you see, it's all about, even though it's, quote, legit, it's just the same thing. It's just porn for gay stuff that they're pushing through this stuff and then claiming that it's somehow like a wonderful novel because it doesn't have a title with butt in it. That's the only difference, right? So this is the mainstream industry in a nutshell. Like I said, it's a disaster over there. And they keep pushing this. They have their media outlets who push this for them. This is why we have to build a parallel, which is what we've been doing over here the entire time. And I appreciate you guys being here and seeing this because this is a pretty mask-off moment at this juncture. What do you think about this? Leave a comment down below. Love to hear from you for some real science fiction that, of course, is blacklisted from mainstream publishing just because it's good. And that's what we got over here. We are good, we're wholesome, we're true. Grab this in the description below. It's got a great trilogy that really builds up. If you get the whole thing, you'll see just how I set up all the plot points and actually pay it off very, very well. And on top of this, get on my newsletter, guys, so you don't miss my new trilogy that's coming out soon. Really appreciate you for being here and reading. We'll be back soon.